Did she really ask for $2 million years ago? I saw something that said that Robert Morris accuser asked for $2 million. A lot of people been asking this question, questioning her sincereness about trying to just warn the people about Robert Morris. A lot of people been asking this question. Why did she wait so long? Some are saying, well, yeah, she been trying to tell, but she went to the church and the elders blocked her. Okay, I said this to one of a viewer in my video concerning this. The lady had many other options. If she wanted to just put the word out and warn the church, the world of Robert Morris, was her only option was to try to reach the elders of the church? We have social media. You have news. You have all sorts of outlets to get your word out, especially being a woman. Is there anything on record where she went to the news, where she went public herself? Only thing they have is that she sent an email, she contacted the church. And this was a few years ago, where the church put on the back burner, the church kept ignoring. Okay, but she didn't try to go public. She tried to keep it private herself. She could have came right out. That's what I said in my video. She could have, if she really was 100% concerned about the safety of other people, she would have went, I would like to think that she would have went to the news source, directly to the news. She could have went to the church and stood right up in the, and got up and told the church years ago. One guy tried to question me, you got more sympathy and more care. I don't care about Robert Morris. I'm not one of his followers. He's a conservative preacher. He's a mega pastor. I don't follow mega preachers. I don't follow conservative preachers. I don't hardly follow Democratic preachers. But I do know the conservative preachers are definitely a bunch of hypocrites. They don't like my video that I'm putting out because I'm pointing out the Bible. One guy trying to say anything, everything. I said in my first video that what he did was wrong. Who gonna disagree with that? What he did was wrong. But he got caught. It came to light. It trying to make it look like this just happened 2 or 3 years ago. It went on for 4 years or something. He finally got caught, however it was. The parents decided not to go to the law. And it was during the time that he was pastoring the church, Shady Grove. So, under that church and her parents, they decided to not go to the law. They squashed it within the church. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Well, he committed a crime. Well, they should have went to the law. They should have went to the. They should have did. They didn't have to. The Bible gives avenue for that. People want to reject. Well, somebody said, well, the Bible say obey the laws of the land. Yeah, it does say that. But if after a crime been committed, and the people, her parents or whatever, decide not to press charges or whatnot, then ain't nothing wrong with that. People don't want to accept it. There's nothing wrong. At that time, her parents decided they had authority. She was a child. They decided not. You can't hold it against the parents. Some people would question, like, people have, well, why didn't they go to the cops? Why didn't it? Was they a part of it? Could have been. And it could have been they just held to the Bible. They felt it wasn't right. And they felt like they didn't have to go to the world. They didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, do the pastor like that. Some people have those values. Well, they child, they not concerned about their child. They want to, well, they still had that option of not going to the court system, to the system. Now, we can't say we have to obey the laws of the land. We're obligated. But then we have conservative preachers who use the Bible to defy the laws of the land. I pointed this out. When John MacArthur did this a few years ago. He did it, and a lot of conservative preachers did it and supported him. When COVID hit, a lot of these churches, states, was forced to shut down under the law. What did they do? They railed against the law. They defied the government. I obey God. That's what they said. I obey God rather than man. You ain't gonna tell me over 80-90% of the conservative churches and Christians didn't support John MacArthur. Yes, they did. I didn't hear anybody come out and say that he was wrong. See how the conservatives want to play when it comes to politics and stuff like that? They rally around that. Yeah, we forget the government. We don't have to obey the government. We obey the law, God's law. God come first. They want to play both sides of it. That's what they do. Politics take precedence over the government when it's convenient for them. So, how are we going to have it? Do we obey the laws of the land, or we obey God. God said obey the law of the land, which I don't agree. Authority. I'm not against criminals going to prison. But when you're dealing with church, it's different. Things can be handled differently within the realms of the church. The Bible didn't say what sin would qualify you for prison or church or what throw you out or whatnot, or you can't be restored. The Bible just say if a man is overtaken in a fault, talking about a Christian man, those who are spiritual, restore him. Talking about leaders and all. So when a Christian fall, a leader, we just can't throw him out of the church and into the world. But this is what they want to do. These are fair weather Christians that are attending these churches now. Long as everything good, they Christians. They love the Lord. But as soon as trouble comes, this is what they do. You don't go to the church and protest outside the church. That's not Christian-like. Ain't nobody said nothing about that. Not saying that you can't show support but you're going to draw attention to the church like that. It's got enough attention. Christians don't have no business going to a church outside the church, protesting the church, no matter what go on. Sit down, go home, pray about it. Then the question was asked, can a fallen preacher still be affected? If he been restored, how affected can he? If the Bible say, and don't discriminate against what the sin was, and if the Bible said he can be restored, yes, he can be affected in the ministry. Where do you think testimonies come from? We have taken authority from the Bible and put all the authority into man opinions and what people think and what people say. People thoughts and opinions has always been against God's word. The Bible wasn't written on the opinions and thought of man. It was written specifically on what God said. Truth be told, about 80 to 90% of the pastors in this country now are disqualified. Y'all go along with it because of the status. A lot of you sitting on the pastors right now, 1 Timothy 3, Titus 1. A lot of you sitting on the pastors now, they've been disqualified. But y'all continue to attend them churches. Now when the heat get on, he been disqualified a long time ago. He was disqualified. Where the outcry at? before now. Where's the outcry? Where was the outcry? How many people, how many churches are demanding information concerning their pastors even now? With knowing this that came out about Robert Moore, how many people gonna go and demand background checks and all the information concerning their pastors? You ain't gonna be able to do it. Pastors is not finna let you go into their background. There are a lot of pastors in these churches now that are just like Robert Moore's. But still, his stuff was exposed years ago. People don't want to accept it. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, well, how it come to the light? It's on record. He was found out years ago. He went through a restoration project. Although you don't like it and say it was flawed, it still was exposed and it still was handled. Well, he was disqualified when he took pastor of this church because he didn't tell the people. He had blame. He didn't tell the people. It was handled long time ago. Now, if he been restored and he was restored, do we have to go back when he pastor a church, whatnot? If it restored and happened in squad, when do we have to continue to make that notice? No. The Bible say 1 Timothy, ordain bishops. It wasn't about electing a pastor. First Timothy ordaining bishops to go on to become pastors. Ordaining service is not the same as electing or hiring a pastor to lead the church. So if he was ordained to be a pastor before any of this took place, then 1 Timothy chapter 3 have no effect on what happened after he became a pastor. It's saying that, and then I said something about he should have just went on and gave us some money. I said this before I even found out about this lady information. What you mean? What you trying to say? He should just pay her to go away? What kind of man are you? No. What was done years ago. Can't nobody go back and do nothing about that. The parents decided not to press charges, and it was in their rights not to press charges for whatever reason. It still was biblically right. This is where forgiveness come in. Women and people, stuff happening to people, I'll murder. I forgive you. You want to press charges? No, I don't. It's your right. Now, the state or the world authority can step in and if they want to, afterwards, in which they do. Can't nobody really fight that. But if something happened to me, and I decide, especially if with somebody that's supposed to be, if I decide I decide not to press charge, then it's fine. I'm releasing that person. Her parents released him. A lot of people don't like that. When she came of age, if she want to fight it, if there was anything on the book, like the people talking, whether it's like it passed statute of limitation now. Well, ain't nothing she can really do about it. But if she come of age, get grown, adult, if she want to go back and do, if the law was on the book for her, then I guess that's her right and privilege. But we can't really go back and blame the parents for not, if we claim to be followers of Christ. That's my take on it. What you mean he should have just gave us some money? What you trying to just sweep it on the rug? No, I ain't saying sweep it on the rug, but if it ain't nothing that it was exposed back then over 35 years ago, ain't nothing anybody can do about it. She didn't really go properly to authorities. Everything we know of her, she was trying to go through the church years later. Does that sound like somebody who really wanted to put the truth out there? It's on record that she was asking for money. Everybody want to support her and trying to be on her side, which is right, but you have to look at her too. It's on record. She sent emails and stuff. She was trying to get money. I think she asked for $2 million. And after she asked for that $2 million, then my understanding is that the communication went blank. So I guess Robert didn't want to agree to that. I guess I heard something that said like we do that, it might open the door for him to admit guilt or something like. But that's like double jeopardy. The church world do not really stand with the Bible nowadays. If I'm wrong and we supposed to obey the laws of the land, which I don't have no, then somebody need to go back and question John MacArthur and other conservative preachers about defying the government. He should have went to jail. He should have been charged. I think he did go to court. Maybe paid some fines or whatnot, but he still disobeyed the law. And nobody criticized him. They supported him. So we can't pick and choose righteously what we're going to support and not support when it comes to the Bible. You have to stand with the Bible 100% to the best of your ability. If not, you showing favoritism. You're going to be held accountable for that. The Bible never specified what sin would disqualify a pastor forever. That's just the truth of the matter. That's just the truth of the matter. It never specified what would disqualify. It said blasphemy is the only unforgivable sin. I done looked at all the scripture concerning restoration. I haven't seen none that would disqualify a fallen pastor forever. We concerned about what the people gonna say. We concerned about the number, mega churches, money, contracts, and all this stuff. That's what they concerned about losing. Can it be affected? Yeah, that money gonna go away. Because from my understanding, truth is not being preached in that church and a lot of other churches in this country. I know in the mega churches, the truth is not being preached. certain truth, certain selected truth. John MacArthur is one of my favorite Bible teachers. But truth be told, his politics is a hindrance on how he administrates the scriptures. I know him. He dictates the scriptures around, especially when it comes to politics. He pick and choose how he want to administrate the scriptures. You cannot do that. You want to criticize the Democrats and use the Bible to justify criticizing the Democrat, but when it comes to the conservatives, you want to try to, if you can't find scriptures to support them, you just skirt around it and then fill it in with a bunch of your opinions. That's what's going on in the church world today. Robert Breaker is another one. He does that when it comes to politics. He'll preach the Bible. When it comes to politics, what party he favor, they'll try to find scripture, bend the scripture to confirm what they are saying. If they can't, they just won't talk. They'll skirt around it, fill it in with their opinions. That's misleading people. That's what I say about Mike Pence. No conservative preachers ever came out and gave Mike Pence grace for not support. All they want is politics. They're more concerned about politics. Mike Pence is a man of God. Donald Trump is nowhere near being a saint. But look how they threw Mike Pence on the bus for Donald Trump. He's a rhino. Well, if Mike Pence righteously couldn't not certify them votes, where are you conservative Christians at that will come out and defend that man, even to that point? A bunch of hypocrites. And here Donald Trump is with all sorts of charges. The man been a crook. But y'all would choose an ungodly man over a saint. Over a man that you know is a man of God. He might be a little soft, but still, ain't nobody came out in defending Mike Pence to that degree. Nobody, even today. Politics is kicking up now. The conservatives are out campaigning, all because and this is why I said to one of my commenters about voting. This is what they try to do. They try to make it look like the Bible give them a right to vote in politics when it don't. The Bible say stay away from politics. So in what part of the Bible we gonna accept? You go and vote, but you violating the Bible, which everybody vote pretty much, but to push it and try to say God gave you that right commandment to go and vote, that's a lie.